Welcome, G. Let's start. So today, I am going to discuss on the map. So, generally, we all know the map. Map is the data structure which allow us to store any value with associated key. Let's say we have a value 1 and value 2 you want to store. We can store this value with given a unique identifier like your key 1 and key 2. So generally for first creating the map and storing the values are so for storing any values 1 value 2 value 3 generally we are using the put method. The put method allow us to pass your key and what the value you want to store. But only not the put method is available to storing value in the map. There are some specific method like compute if absent and compute if present. So we are going to discuss these are three methods. Sometime developer don't know this compute function, so generally they are not using. They use the very basic method like a put, but this method compute if absent and compute if presents are designed to fulfill some specific case and scenario where you want to put value on the basis of some condition. So let's jump to the case code and try to understand with example. So let's start from I create one map. Okay, let's map. I am just creating the key like your string and value. Let's some integer. I am created map equal to new. Let's concurrent hash map. Okay, any map you can create. So now here let's basic way. How can put the value in the map? So generally map dot put and put take a key, your key like a string and the value like here say 1 and the value should be 1. Okay, similarly 101 or similarly you can say put different value tw2 and that's 201. So this is the way you can put value in the map and let's put the map value what so till now there is no any specific way. Now this is the basic way if anyone want to use the map data structure which allow you store value key and a specific value. That's good. As of now there is no problem. So question is that when we are going to use the compute function, what is the meaning? So let's start with the basic one use case. If let's say you want put the value in a map if the particular key exists or not exist. If key not exist, then what you can say? If key exists, then what you can do? The two cases. Now in this case, we have a map. We have a map, and map have a two keys and two value. Okay, key is 1 and key is 2 value. So now I am going to put value with a 1. Again same key. So let's happen. What happened? I am going to again put like map dot put same key and value like a 301. So what happened after this? Let's check. Now already your map have a key, but here you know this data this map have. So you are you can say put and get. Sometime you don't know key really this key exists or not. So how will you go? So you notice now your previously your key 1 contain 101 value. Now your key contain 301 value. That means the latest value you want to store here. So sometime, generally, of let's example, you have a method like a static void compute a process this will take your map as a input like a map. Okay, and in this map you are okay you are calling like here process your map and pass your map. So till now it's okay. Now in the process, now inside this method you uh, just mention here your key is clear should be your string and your integer. So here in this method, let's keep this method maybe in the different class, different method. You don't know कि this uh, map already have a one key exist or not. So you can say like put, and you don't know कि this in this method. Let's assume कि written in the different classes, and you are trying to put again one. So what happened? The same key already exists. You are going to override the value. So sometime this is the if you again print it, you notice you are override the existing value. So sometime in the different method, whenever you are putting value, you want to check the particular key exists, then do something, not exist, then do something. So best way you can use the like first get and then check value exists, then do something else no. So you can do like here. First map dot get your key like 1 and you can get the value, right, value, and here check if your 1 not equal to null, then your let's map dot put what the value you want to put 1 gamma, that's key 601 in the value. So this is the one way generally we do. If not null, then put. If null, then if null, let's want to check null, there is no key exists, then we put, else don't put. So in this kind of a conditions we have to write. So let's assume this map does not contain, let's a new key, anything, that's a key like a 3. Okay. So if 3 key is not exist, then you can again run it. So instead of using like if null not null, we have used a specific method like if you notice your IntelliJ give the hint, you can use putIfAbsent, right? So you have a method, instead of writing this kind of code you can use putIfAbsent. So instead of writing this code, simply you can say map dot put if absent, and you can write here value your 3 and whatever the value you want, 601. So this is the one way. So here you have option, if 3 value exists, let's 7. So notice here first 3 key already exist, and here if say if absent, then you put value. So this code you can written only one method. Now notice here your key is not 3. Just print out this value. Print out this value here and then print out this value. So here one method you can use the put if absent. That means now you don't write the code like if equal to null then do. So notice here 3 now don't replace the existing value. So if you have a simply value and you want to just place here particular key exist or not exist. If key exists, then the replace one, else you can use this method. So if sometime you want to calculate, do some processing on this value and want to store. So for that, we can use like a compute. Let's hear it. Map dot compute if absent. So if absent, let's like a 3 key. Let's 4 and here you have a key and what the value you want. Let's say I want to value whatever the key dot, you can say dot length is my your value. So here something you want to calculation. If you have 4 key exist in this map or not exist. If absent, then we are going to store this 4 key in a map value. And you notice here. So here, oh sorry, we have to just put map. So here, notice now you have a key 4, then the calculated value you are placing here. So sometime you want to store value with this key with a specific calculation. Right, then you can say might be if you want say if 4 key exists, then instead of I want say this is the lambda function, like here mention your IntelliJ ID help us to use the method reference. Okay, so you can say here you can use the method reference. So and let's key this you can say multiply by 10, yeah, plus 101. Okay, so here you can say k dot length k dot okay, oh sorry, k arrow k dot your length. I want to some calculation like 100 multiply by 100. So now notice this 4 key already exists. So this calculation is not happen. So you notice 4 is still only hold this 4 value. They are not going to calculate because you say if absent, but 4 is already exists. They are not doing anything. If you notice, if I can say change the this key to like 5. So 5 key not exists, then the value are they are going to the calculated and store. So you can use the function like if absent. That means if your key is not exist in the map, then you are going to, this is the key and particular key, whatever the key you passing here, if key is not exist in this map, then we are going to put the value. Similarly here, compute if absent, if the particular key like here 4 key not exist, then they are going to the put value. Here 4 key already exist, 4 key here already exists, so this calculation is not going to the computed. Again here say if absent 5 key, 5 key is not exist here map, then they are going to calculate and store this value 50 here 4 5. Okay, I am not printing here a map. Okay, so here notice here you can say 5 calculated length multiply by your whatever the 100. So here 5, 5. What is the length? Length and then multiply by 4. So in this way you can do some calculations whatever you want, plus minus division, any operations here you can do. So please note that this key is referred to this key. Okay, sometime now if I want, so let's give this the 5 key already exist, or so now till now we understand if value present. What happen if value present? Then till now we study if value absent, then we replace with this value, right? And another method like map dot compute if present. So if present, you can say let's, if value 5 is already present, then let's this 5 value already present this key, then you want to some calculation. So here if value already present, so let's say example, this is the key and this is your key, a particular key already exists, then already value exists, so I want to retrieve this value and plus some additional calculation something, whatever the value exists. So here that means ki we need a function that take a, we need a function that take a key and that take a value, whatever the key and whatever the value, you can write lambda expression and you can say key whatever the value exists with this key just plus 1. Okay, so this method if present say ki if this key already exists in a your map, so whatever the value they have already, those value you can add and what the value returns just store in this map. So here you can say and run it. So we know our map already have a key 5. Okay, if present, then I want to just increment the value by 1. So notice till now this is the 5, they have a value 400, now we are incrementing the value 401. So if present help us to read the this refer your key, this refer your value. So if you notice here you want to like write this code same like in this way. So here if you want to write like a lambda expression like here semicolon and say return, and here you can print what key and out value. So you notice, so here this k refer to this value and this v refer to actual value of this key. Let's key I want to plus by 10. So please be this parameter whatever you passing that refer to actual value. So sometime you confuse key what is the value of k. So notice here k key is the your 5 is the key. What is the value? 401. 401 value you have. So whenever you are going to compute, they find out key and value. This is the way, and then you just calculated plus 10, and now notice 401 401, and you return the 4110. So you add the 10 value. So these are very helping handy method instead of manually write if else lots of conditions. So this function. So compute if absent, compute if present, both cases. Means you want to put value in the map if value key absent or key present. Sometime directly I want to not say map dot put, but I want to put some calculated value, not the flat value, whatever the value received. So instead of saying we can write compute method. Compute say ki whatever the key you have, whatever the key you have, okay, key exist or not exist, doesn't matter. Let's here I am write a key like a 6, okay, 6, and here say I want your key comma value, and here I want say key whatever the key dot length, let's multiply by 11, okay. So this method, compute methods, are not going to check particular 6 key exist or not exist. Just they going to the put 6 as a key, and this is the new calculated value. That means if this 6 key previously exist, okay, your 633 whatever the key length, and if you again write here the let's multiply by 22, so they just like replace your new value. So depend upon the situation, you want to put the value with some calculation, some processed value, so you can use the compute method. Now notice they replace with the 33 value to, because here we are not say any check if exist or present. So we have a two method. If you want to, if key present, then you what to do, then you have use the compute if present. Sometime you want if the key not exist, then what you want to do, then you can use it. So these are the very handy methods. Sometime it's very helpful to writing code. Okay, here this is the lambda expressions. Here kind of a small calculation might be here. You can some business logic like 1 2 3 line, a 4 line, 5 line, any kind of calculations, or even you want to some service call or different processing. You have a complete handy process methods. See here you can do any calculation, any processing, and after that whatever is your method, this lambda expression return value, those value are going to bound your key. And so these help us to use this your function like uh, discuss all these functions available in the java.util.Map interface as a default method. So as you discuss, for storing any value in your map, generally you say compute put and key and value, or you can say put if absent. Similarly, sometime you want to not store value directly in the value, you have a options. You have to first calculate and then store your value. Sometime you say compute if absent, that means if your k this value absent, then whatever this function return value, you can store this value. Sometimes say key compute if present, that means this key exists, then do some calculation, and whatever the value return, those is stored in this map. Here say if key not exist, absent, then calculate this function, and whatever this value return is stored in this map. So you can say this compute function help us to store this functional any process value inside a map with a key. Here say if key not exist, then calculate this value and store in this map. Here say your if value is present, then calculate the key and whatever the value return is stored with the same key. And similarly your put if absent. So these are the very handy method. It would be good you can just do some practice, and this many times save our coding works and give the better understanding, and our code should be clean and easy to use. So these are the some basic methods of this map interface. Whenever you are going to using map, not only one method, generally we use the put and get. This is the very basic method. Surely you can do each and everything from this method, like your put method take key and take value, and your get method get key and whatever you can receive value. You can solve all the purpose, but multiple time lots of code you have to write. If get something, do processing, then do something, then. So why not as a Java library offer you these functions like put if absent, compute if absent, compute if present, compute. These are the methods. So these are the tested, well-defined method. Java is a standard library offered to us. So as a Java developer, our responsibility whenever these our use case uh, fit with these two methods like compute or put. Put if absent, if our use case fit, please use it. If like also our uh, editor like IntelliJ and any editors hell also indicate you, please use these methods, because the JDK as a library, they have designs this method. So please try to use this method. Put if absent, compute method, compute if present, compute if absent. So hope this information is helpful for you. Thank you for watching this video.